you're watching the English News Bulletin on the Vietnam National Defense TV channel. Here's the news in brief. Initiative to improve tank maintenance. The Vietnamese helicopters. Poverty reduction project for the Cham Islands launch. Underground power cable to be installed on Cham Islands. To manually grid tanks and armored carriers is a hard job, taking a lot of time and efforts. Therefore, crew members of Tank Brigade 202 Army Corps 1 have created and improved a new pumping system, easily pumping grids to road use and sprocket wheels of the tanks. Normally, during repairs and maintenance of tanks and armored carriers, hand pump was used with low pressure, taking a lot of soldiers' effort. The job is now much easier with a foot pump, which only needs one person and is faster than hand pumped. That is the initiative of Major Đỗ Ngọc Tú, tank driver of Brigade 202 Army Corps 1.
This foot pump is made from one motorbike part to increase pressures and two copper valves.
The device is operated with two one-way valves connected with the ignition device made from a motor engine to create pressure. As the spring-assisted pedal is spread through an iron funnel containing lubricant and the grease, two valves put grease into the right position. Compared with hand pump, this equipment helps soldiers save time and effort. Especially, the foot pump can be used to pump heated oil before putting tanks and vehicles into storage.
It's unsafe for crew members to pump heated oil by hand. With the new pump, hot lubricant at 60 degrees Celsius can be pumped for a large number of vehicles, ensuring safety for users.
To improve equipment, Major Đỗ Ngọc Tú had to draw experience and upgrade the pump many times. The final product is easy to use, efficient and cheap.
If we have the right materials, then it will bring higher effectiveness. For example, pistons or wide pressure hole.
This equipment is one of the tens of initiatives applied in training and technical equipment repairs in Brigade 202. The soldiers here are continuously improving and upgrading equipment to create electric pumps for better maintenance of tanks and armored carriers. Inheriting and promoting the history of 50 years of the helicopter sector of the Vietnam People's Army, Vietnam Helicopter Corporation Corps 18 has become the leading helicopter operator in Vietnam and the Southeast Asia. Over the past 25 years, the officers and staff of the corporation have successfully implemented the military defense missions, effectively engaging in production. And day after day, the helicopters of Vietnam are flying on the sky nationwide. Helitechnical Engineering Services is the only unit in the Southeast Asia certified by Russia for the repairs and maintenance of Mi helicopters. The Ministry of National Defense had just decided to establish a training center of Vietnam Helicopter Corporation, a retrained pilots and trainee pilots for helicopter sector by Vietnam Civil Aviation Authority. These two events mark significant progress in the development of Vietnam Helicopter Corporation. The self-training of the workforce to master modern technology will help Vietnam Helicopter Corporation be on par with international partners in ensuring safety and success of flight missions. With tens of thousands of safe and successful flights for storm and flood reliefs and rescue, flights to perform the economic and defense combat tasks, or sponsor flights to dangerous areas, employing modern such helicopters at Super Puma L2-155B, EC225, etc., meeting the strict international standards for 25 years now. Vietnam Helicopters Corporation has well done its military, national defense and economic duties.
In operation, the corporation makes nearly 14,000 flight hours per year, ensuring absolute safety thanks to the qualified pilots. On the other hand, training courses are conducted regularly.
Currently, Vietnam Helicopter Corporation both holds 12 training courses and sends officers abroad for training. Of the team of 120 pilots, technicians trained in depth overseas, there are many pilots so far reaching over 10,000 flight hours. Many mechanic soldiers of the corporation have set targets in the next 5 years to be able to repair modern European helicopters.
To prepare for mastering new technologies, leaders of the corporation have proactively prepared training courses, sent trainees to Vũng Tàu to fly for more experience. By now, the soldiers and pilots of the corporation have totally mastered the use of modern technologies and new classes of helicopters.
Implementing thousands of flights for sea patrol and observation missions, the unit has promptly handled complicated situations at sea, protecting the sovereignty of national sea and islands.
There are 40 flights conducted every day on the national sea and islands. The pilots directly involved in the flights are highly determined with their strong political will, ready to complete the task, not only business tasks but also defense missions. The pilots can quickly switch to combat readiness and combat missions such as transportation as ordered.
Flight Services of Vietnam Helicopter Corporation has earned trust and conferred the brand name among over 50 partners in the country and abroad, becoming one of the units having achieved high economic efficiency in the military business sector. It is also one of the 3 prestigious allies with the domestic and regional markets, with a profit to sales rate of 18 to 20% and average labor productivity of nearly $3 billion per person per year. For its task performance, the soldiers of Corps 18 are enriching the country and contributing to the protection of the beloved sovereignty of the motherland. Battalion 25 Brigade 414 of Military Reason 4 is the mobile unit under the assignment of the Engineer Corps. Stationed in the mountainous terrain in harsh weather and in the field combat conditions, the unit, however, has overcome all the difficulties to be installed into a regular and disciplinary unit with high combat readiness, as well fulfilling all their assigned tasks. Battalion 25 Engineer Brigade 414 has recently moved here on new assignments. The training today is held in the volleyball court due to the lack of the true ground. However, the unit has managed to conduct the training successfully. In the field combat condition of various difficulties, the unit has to make efforts in clearing ground, building barracks, and taking care of soldiers' spirit to life.
We will overcome all the difficulties to build accommodation for soldiers and strictly maintain discipline and combat duty and readiness to ensure safety for the station localities.
The site for exchange and sports activities with volleyball court gym has helped soldiers strengthen their muscle and relax after tough training sections. An area of over 4,000 square meters of vegetable and joint farming is to provide soldiers with fresh food for their daily meals.
As a soldier, I am always clearly aware of my tasks. I always try to study, train hard, and overcome difficulties and hardships to well fulfill my duty.
In addition, the mass dissemination has also been well performed by the unit. The unit has collaborated with local authorities in helping local residents, such as providing free medical checkup and treatment, presenting gifts to police families and those in difficulty. Thus, the solidarity between soldiers and people has been strengthened, facilitating soldiers' task performance. Despite studying and training in difficult and tough conditions, staff and soldiers of Battalion 25 Brigade 414 always set their mind on fulfilling their assigned tasks, striving to build the regular unit and deserve the tradition of paving the way to victory of engineer soldiers. Coming up next is other non-textbook news. Yesterday in Pleiku City, the Ministry of Planning and Investment and Sa Lai Provincial People's Committee launched the poverty reduction project for the Central Highlands.
Poverty reduction project in the Central Highlands has been signed between Vietnam government and International Development Association (IDA), assigning the Ministry of Planning and Investment as the project owner and provinces in project the investors. The project will be implemented from 2014 to 2019, reducing poverty for 130 communes in 26 poorest and most difficult districts of 4 provinces in Central Highlands, including Đắk Lắk, Đắk Nông, Gia Lai, Kon Tum, and districts of Quảng Nam and Quảng Ngãi provinces. Addition to the Central Highlands with a total investment of $3,465 billion. The project will create opportunity for ethnic minorities to reduce poverty by improving the infrastructure system in communes and hamlets, to support livelihood development, improving living conditions and access to public services, creating jobs in infrastructure construction projects, enhancing self-reliance and job opportunity while strengthening food security and nutrition, promoting the diversification of jobs, developing market connection to improve sustainable income for local people.
Deputy Prime Minister Hoàng Trung Hải has approved Quảng Nam's proposal to provide power for Cù Lao Chàm, also known as Cham Islands of Tâm Hiệp Island Commune, Hội An City, through underground power cable. It not only is a good news for residents on the island, but also opens a new prospect for developing tourism, particularly ecological tourism on Cham Island.
Experts said that connecting Cham Islands to national power grid through underground power cable is best option and needed to be implemented as soon as possible. Accordingly, the project is worth $500 million, connecting Cam Hamlets at Tân Hiệp Island Commune to the power station in Cam An Commune on the mainland. Besides the 15-kilometer underground power cable, 30-kilometer long line of 22 kV line, low voltage line, and a transformer station are also provided for the islands, with a total capacity of 1,280 kVA. Now, Quảng Nam Provincial People Committee has put several parts of the projects into operation in an attempt to provide power for the islands by 2015. Tân Hiệp Commune of Cham Islands is 50 km away from Hội An City. At present, power supply is from diesel machine 7 hours per day with a cost of $15,000 per kilowatt. Therefore, power cable system to be set up in Cham Islands is good news for residents in the islands, opening a new future for tourism, especially ecological tourism in Cham Islands.
This is the end of our listeners' bulletin on the Vietnam National Defense TV channel today. Thank you for being with us. For now, goodbye and see you again.